As we await the expected announcement for Canelo Alvarez versus Caleb Plant, Canelo's trainer Eddy Reynoso is thinking ahead of the presumed bout in September, telling Little Giant Boxing, quote, "We're ready. Let's negotiate with Plant's people, with his promoter, and come to an agreement. We're ready for the fight Charlo. I think it will be a great fight, an interesting fight. I like the Charlo fight. Errol Spence if he moves up from 147. David Benavidez also." Now, Barack, we spoke to Canelo. He felt that David wasn't ready yet. Maybe since then, him and Canelo had conversations about that fight. Maybe now that's a fight that, you know, Canelo will eventually make happen at 168. Since people say he's the biggest threat at 168 for Canelo, you know, and look, we spoke to Eddie yesterday and he talked about Canelo wants to fight the people that people think he can't beat. And we knew that way before that. He used to say that to us all the time. So I like the fact that he mentioned Benavidez's name, Barack, because a lot of people saying he doesn't. Well, this is his trainer. It's an extension of him. He's willing to fight Charlo, Benavidez, after Plant if that fight happens. Yo, I like that talk.
That's crazy. I guess Charlo got to move up to 168 to get that fight, but he probably doesn't want it. He feels like he's the WBC champ. But listen, Canelo started his career at 140 pounds, right? So when he got to 150 I was like, okay, this is his good weight right here. And he's big. He's big to fight guys like Floyd, but he's not big to fight guys like Caleb Plant or guys like Callum Smith, because there was a time when they was like, you're fighting Rocky Fielding because, you know, he's not as good as Callum Smith. That's what the narrative was. So he fought Callum Smith. And I think nowadays, guys like Benavidez or maybe even Benavidez is like Lara was back in the days. You know, he was that guy that nobody really wanted to fight. And if you fought him, you get a lot of credit. And I think that's what Canelo wants to do. He's always been that way. He really didn't have to fight Trout, an undefeated Trout. He didn't have to fight Lara, who was really undefeated because he was robbed his first loss. But he fought those guys anyway, whether they were close or not. It was fights that he didn't have to take.
I mean, look, he is constantly proving that he wants to take the riskiest fights out there. I think the Caleb Plant fight is going to happen, Barack. He's the only other champion at 168, so he can't be ducking anybody. This is for the undisputed crown. And if that fight happens and he gets past Plant, I'm excited to see who he plans on fighting next, if he's going back up to 175. Either way, man, it's a blockbuster fight.
You know what? I'm just happy to hear that if the Plant fight doesn't happen, which I want the Plant fight to happen, but you know, things like networks and stuff like that can get in the way. So he's like, if I can't do that because that's something incredible, becoming an undisputed champion, then I'm going to do something that's just as incredible. I'm going to fight the guy that, there's only two guys that people are talking about, they're saying that Canelo's doesn't want to fight. Now Charlo, okay, there's three, because Charlo too, you know, but really the most I hear is Benavidez, and I hear Beterbiev.
He also mentioned Errol Spence. Now, there were talks last year about Errol moving up to 160 to fight Canelo. Now, he probably would have to move up further than 160. Now, you said it. Errol's a big dude. Barack, what fight is more intriguing to you, honestly? Even though Errol's a welterweight.
Not Errol, because that's 3 weight classes.
All right, so which fight?
Not to say that he can't do it. He looks like he walk around a $180. No,
he's bigger than Canelo. He's bigger than Canelo.
No, he's not big. Canelo's wider. Canelo's wider.
He's taller than him, longer reach.
1 inch, yes. But Canelo's wider than him. So what I'm saying is that just leaves room for issues and things if he was to lose. Right. If he was to win, that's pure greatness on Errol Spence's
but what fight? What fight excites you?
No, of course, a bigger guy. It's always more intriguing to fight the bigger guy.
So Jamal Charlo,
who's a champion as well. Jamal Charlo's not really the bigger guy right now, even though physically he is bigger. You know, it would be Benavidez or Beterbiev. But would I like to see Jamal? You know, I've been fiending for that Jamal fight for years now.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see him against one of those guys, I believe.
Thanks for watching this video. Please do subscribe AllMedia New York.